music, the art, the memories, the legacy that is Daft Punk. The music is eternal and will live with us forever. We wish you so much success in the next chapter of your intergalactic journey and whatever you guys do. We love you. We're here for you. Daft Punk for life.
Radio 1 Dance.
Future Club Music on Radio 1.
That's amazing.
Danny Howard keeping that Friday night party going. BBC Radio 1.
That's so good.
He's trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. Listen good. So ask him. Tell him. Speak to me. Tell him, Lord, I'm close until you spoke. Until you spoke. Expect me. I'm listening. Tell him, Jesus. Speak to me. Tell him, Lord. Speak to me.
Friday night, Danny Howard.
And we're off. Big thank you to Annie Mac for the last 2 hours. Danny Howard, BBC Radio 1, keeping the party going on a Friday night. We've all got a bit of a spring in our step this week, haven't we? We have a roadmap. We have a potential date where we could all come together again in the club, in a field, at a festival. Almost taste the rave. But as always, the party is always going off here on Radio 1 and Radio 1 Dance. Let me know where you're listening, what is going down. Feels a little bit different, doesn't it? 81199 if you want to text me. Text charge at your standard network rate or at BBCR1 on Twitter. Starting with the Feel Good Vibes, House Gospel Choir. God is trying Harrison on the remix.
Dancing in one atmosphere.
And Shadow Child coming together as Max, teaming up with Fast Eddie. Track's called Rise Up. What a bass line. I feel like I'm going to say this about every track tonight, but that's going to sound good in the clubs, doesn't it, this summer? Okay, TikTok heaven now. Friday night. I've not done the dance. Taking the original and turning it into a house banger. Boney M and Rasputin get the majestic treatment. Sounding good right here on Radio 1.
This is BBC Radio 1 with Danny Howard.
Hi Harvey and Nee from York, raving in the kitchen. They've just booked Leeds Fest and Park Life. Looking forward to it. See, we can do all this now. We can look at festivals. Get excited for summer. Hopefully. As long as it's safe. Hello to Andy and Vicky in Luton, already loving the tunes. Hello to Rosie, dancing around the kitchen in Glasgow. And Jack, enjoying a cocktail whilst listening to the show. I like your style, Jack. Keep the shouts coming in. I'll keep the tunes coming. Loads of good stuff on the way. Brand new Sosa, Hyken, some new Prosper to play that you might have heard earlier on Annie. I've also got a Friday Fire, brand new track from Dark Arts Club. I'll be live in the mix for the club mix at 9:15. And in exciting news, Lockdown Linkup is back. As announced last week, the first of Series 3 you'll hear tonight. Customers Ejeca and Obskür. I've also got another pairing to announce that we didn't announce last week. So loads going on. This is brand new from Bajau, and because of art, it's called Deeper Water.
Goodbyes, long nights, blue eyes looking over. I tried to walk you home. Hands tied, starlight, squeeze tight as you come closer. You might just be the one. Diving into deeper waters that I can't swim at all. If this is all you ever wanted, why do I feel cold? I can't pretend that this is the end, but how did we get so far? Diving into deeper waters, I can't swim at all.
This is BBC Radio 1.
Can't beat an old school piano like this, can you? Sounding so good from Irish producer, rising DJ and producer. Want to watch? Hyken. It's called Meet Me Later. This part of a brand new EP which she's dropped on Monkey's label and Friends. We're doing that a lot recently as well. I mean, I know that's always been part of the ethos of the label, releasing and discovering new talent and giving them a platform. She continues to do that. And we're here for it, ready to play them. Keep the bangers coming. Stanley Howard on BBC Radio 1 and Radio 1 Dance. Feels good this week. Hello, Sam in Kidderminster, loving the bangers as always. Gavin Chanel from Kirkham, making cocktails, eating a pizza and raving. Wow. Hello, Rachel in Lapworth. Power. And Mark, looking forward to Creamfields this year.
Energy.
Speaking of Creamfields and the vicinity, we're heading up to Liverpool now, actually. metaphorically, because Sosa is definitely on the rise. One of the biggest and most exciting house stars to come out of Merseyside in the last year or two. This is his latest. It's called Classy. He's classy, he's fabulous, he's Sosa, and that is his latest one, making his debut on the Martinez Brothers label, Cutting Heads. It's called Classy. Danny Howard, BBC Radio 1, from the sort of underground sounds of tech house to the stadium-sized trance sounds of Prosper. They've gone trance! You might have heard this earlier on Radio 1. Annie Mac made it the hottest record tonight, Prosper Return. It's called Burns No More. And it's unbelievably epic, this one. Brace yourself.
possible tonight. Been waiting all week, homie. Been waiting all week.
Danny Howard.
Massive synths, bit of acid in there. I mean, it's just totally Prosper. We love it. Burns No More. They've got a brand new EP that is out today. There's also a track in collaboration with DJ Seinfeld on there that's well worth checking out. But for me, this one just sounded so big. And driving into Radio 1 tonight, hearing Annie play it as the hottest record, just confirmed that for me. I was like, yeah, it sounds massive in the car, that it's going to sound massive anywhere. Burns No More from Prosper. Speaking of Annie, actually last week had the pleasure of covering her show, and I played this next track from 19-year-old producer from Kidderminster. She's called Emily Nash, and she's brilliant. I know Jaguar's been on this one as well on BBC Introducing Dance, and here it is again on a Friday night because it's so good. It's called Pressure.
Heartbroken from the pressure. All I need is someone to stand by. Said all I need is one more sleepless night. Awake with you till life was through the clouds. Rolling around under the covers. Floorboards shake the ground. Awake with you till life was through the clouds. Rolling around under the covers. Floorboards shake the ground. Fall short. Your gaze upon my shoulders. All gold. Heartbroken from the pressure. All I need is someone to stand by. Said all I need is one more sleepless night. Awake with you till life was through the clouds. Rolling around under the covers. Floorboards shake the ground. Awake with you till life was through the clouds. Rolling around under the covers. Floorboards shake the ground.
Hello, Ellie in Edinburgh, who's having a couple of gins, dancing in the bath along to the show. Hello to Joe as well, was loving that Prosper tune that we just played. Craig, Maria, Jill and Jay locked in the living room. Georgia locked in the kitchen. So if you want to shout out, keep them coming in. 81199, text me at BBCR1 on Twitter. And I just provide the vibes.
Awake with you till life was through the clouds.
Coming up in about 15-20 minutes, you're going to hear the first lockdown link-up of Series 3 from Ejeca and Obskür. It's an all-Irish affair for the first one. And they've made a 140 BPM techno banger with a grime vocal. Now, if that doesn't interest you, I don't know what will.
Around under the covers. Floorboards shake the ground.
I've also got this week's Friday Fire to unveil very shortly.
Rerun the track. It's last week's Friday Fire.
But first, let's rerun last week's, which was actually the choice of Sarah Story, who sat in for me whilst I sat in for Annie. I listened back and it sounded amazing. She smashed it. It was a northern takeover. It was Blackpool and Carlisle in the house. I was all for it. but she selected this, Emanol Molina featuring Ryan S, Sweet Love.
Hello, can you go? Give it up over me. Take it down to La La Lane. Can you stand up and ride the wave? Can you feel the wisdom in the moment that we made? Well, it's a soul fine moment. Keeps on growing. Get you everything you want. You want you to keep on going. Don't stop moving. Get you in my sweet embrace.
Molina, Ryan S, Sweet Love. That was the choice of Sarah Story when she sat in on the show last week for Friday Fire.
Stop right now. It's this week's Friday Fire
on BBC Radio 1.
So played this on the show last week when I covered Annie and thought it sounded so good that I had to play it again. But not only play it again, I'm making it my Friday Fire, my tune of the week, because I want you to hear it. I want you to let me know what you think as well. But more importantly, it's sort of a reaction to all the talk this week. I feel like what the MC is saying, the sample in this record, is sort of like a metaphor of the transition of how we felt last week to this week. Have a listen. You'll see what I mean. It's from Bristol-based producer Dark Arts Club, who sends me a lot of music. He's prolific in the studio. And then this came into the inbox last week and I was like, yes! This is the one. This is the one, Chris. Featuring Ribs. It's called He's Up Now. And the very apt title, Are You Ready to Party? This week's Friday Fire.
Can we have some security and the ambulance please too for their side of the party? I do believe somebody's collapsed, is that right? Is it up now, yeah? Yeah, okay. Are you ready to party? Please do for their side of the party. I do believe somebody's collapsed, is that right? Is it up now, yeah? Yeah, okay. Are you ready to party?
Thought this was the perfect tune to be the Friday Fire on the week that we get told we potentially could be raving again this summer, because I think the answer to that question, are you ready to party, on everyone's lips is yes. Matt and Trudy in Oxford says this is the one, we are ready to party, yes, all in capitals. Kieran in Worcester loving this one too. Dark Arts Club featuring the legendary MC Ribs. He's up now. Are you ready to party?
Don't you wanna hold me up with your love? I need you to hold me up.
Right then, couple of tunes and then we go into lockdown Linkup territory. Season 3 starts tonight.
Every day and every way, always end of day. Baby, would you please hold me up with your love? Yes, I need you to hold me up with your love. Nobody can hold me like you do. No, 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 no.
Howard.
All the lies, the tricks and deceit. Never seeking pleasure, always in defeat.
On Friday Nights Radio 1 for the last few weeks. KC Light and the remix of the Deep Shakers. Ryan S making his second appearance on the show tonight. The track's called Burning. It's Danny Howard, it's BBC Radio 1. Thank you everyone for listening and sending messages in. And if you just joined us, you've joined us at a great time because we're about to start Series 3 of Lockdown Linkup.
Radio 1's Lockdown Linkup.
So last week we announced the full lineup, the full pairings for Series 3 of Lockdown Linkup. If you don't know what it is, we started this at the start of Lockdown 1 last April, where we wanted to make the most of the fact that DJs and producers were stuck at home like the rest of us with nothing to do except make music. So we challenged them to make remote collaborations. And it was, you know, pretty big names. Some friends of the show, some of the world's best producers. In Series 1, one of the highlights was MK doing a collaboration with Kolsch. It was like house meets techno. It was amazing. Series 2 saw another roster of huge names come together, like this one I'm talking over, Hot Since 82 with Rudimental, Nicole Mudaber with Eats Everything, Dennis Ferrer and Disciples, there was loads. But for Series 3, we've still got exciting names, we've still got big names, but we also wanted to include some new names. So we tweaked it a little bit. So it's an established name, friends of the show, with a new exciting artist that we think you should know about. And the full lineup was Alan Fitzpatrick with Baklava, Duke Dumont with John Summit, Georgia and David Jackson, Hannah Wants and Meg Ward, Purple Disco Machine with Alex Virgo, Shadow Child with Prosper, I know it's big, isn't it? And the one you're going to hear tonight, kicking off the entire Series 3, is from Ejeca and Obskür. But before we get to that, there's actually 2 more names to add to that list that weren't announced last week. But we're going to announce them now. The first name adding to Series 3 of Lockdown Linkup, the multi-talented, multi-genre DJ, I think I should say as well. He knows how to make a banger. Mall Grab. And he'll be teaming up with one of our show favourites over the last year. She only released her first single this time last year, and already she's gone on with multiple releases. She's had Friday Fires. She was one of Pete Tong's ones to watch for this year. It's Effie. So there you go, completing the lineup for Series 3, Mall Grab and Effie are going to be making an exclusive collaboration for Lockdown Linkup, for Radio 1, and for you. So it's full steam ahead with tonight's Lockdown Linkup. Ejeca and Obskür will be on very, very shortly, but first we're going to play a Lockdown Linkup that was actually released today, that we premiered as part of Series 1 last year. So they kept us waiting for it, but finally it's released today. Very good timing as well. It was the collaboration between Joe Goddard and Frankie Rizzardo. Beautiful tune this. It's called No Judgment. remember the first time we played it, it was emotional. First time we've been in lockdown, and yeah, I was challenging some DJs and producers to make a tune together, and this was an unlikely collaboration, Joe Goddard with Frankie Rosado, but the result was incredible, as you just heard then. The track's called No Judgment, finally released into the big bad world today, out on FFRR. Fast forward to now, we are kicking off Series 3 of Lockdown Linkup. 2 more tunes, and you will hear that tune. 140 BPM it is. It's a banger, sort of grime vocal, and it comes from Ejeca with Obskür. And here's a recent Ejeca favourite from last year. Ecstasy. Okay, we've heard from both artists in the form of two recent tracks of theirs that we love on Friday Night Radio 1. Ejeca with Ecstasy was released last year. Got a lot of play from myself, Annie and Pete. And this was everywhere, actually. It still is. You might have heard it even on Daytime Radio 1. It's that big. Obskür and Bayside. But now it's time to hear a track from both of them together, collaboratively, exclusively for Radio 1, and kicking off Series 3 of Lockdown Linkup.
Radio 1's Lockdown Linkup.
Okay. If you're planning on having a chilled evening whilst listening to Radio 1 tonight, this next 6 minutes might not be for you, but if you're planning on having it and feeling like you're raving and having a rave wherever you are in your house, then this is definitely the tune for you. This one packs a punch. Holds no prisoners. Ejeca and Obskür together. It's an all-Irish affair for the first Lockdown Link-Up of Series 3. Been really, really excited to play this all week. And if you ever wondered what a grime vocal would sound like on a banging techno track, well, you are also in the right place. So let me know what you think of this as well. 81199 on text. At BBCR1 on Twitter. Ejeca, Obskür. It's called Winger.
World exclusive.
I've been doing it for time, Oscar back. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the radio, bad up the radio, man. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the stage show, bad up the stage show, man. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the youth club, bad up the youth club, man. I've been doing it for time.
Lockdown Link Up.
I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the radio, bad up the radio, man. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the stage show, bad up the stage show, man. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the youth club, bad up the youth club, man. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time, Oscar back me. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the radio, bad up the radio, man. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the stage show, bad up the stage show, man. I've been doing it for time. Man can't chat back the youth club, bad up the youth club, man. I've been doing it for time. I've been doing it for time.
definitely one for the festivals this summer, standing large right here on BBC Radio 1. What a collab. Ejeca and Obskür, the first lockdown link-up of Series 3. The track is called Winger. Scott in Derry loving that, says what a collab that is. What a tune. Irish Massive. Stu in Wales says, oh yes. And 316 on the text says, oh yes, Danny, Obskür killing it. So yeah, Obskür, obviously they had that bass track that's been massive all over Radio 1, teaming up with a legend that is Ejeca. Thank you to the lads for doing that. And I'll have another lockdown link up for you on next week's show. And I couldn't do a dance music show without mentioning or even playing a bit of Daft Punk. I mean, what a week of emotions. I mean, on Monday, we were getting all excited, thinking we're going to have a summer. We might be back in the clubs, we might be back at festivals, and then literally, I think it was like an hour later, one of the biggest and best to ever do it announced officially that they were retiring. I know they're not really put out anything for a while, but it was a time to look back and celebrate everything that they've done, pioneered, inspired a lot of generations of producers and dance music fans. And I'll always remember as a kid, sat in front of the TV, mesmerised by the music video to this track. One of my first introductions into electronic music was this song, Around the World. Thank you, Daft Punk. Having the privilege of seeing Daft Punk in their Pyramid Wireless Festival in Leeds. I remember it was the first time I ever camped at a festival. They were headlining the Sunday night. I'd been there 3 days, absolutely stinking in the middle of the field, dancing along to that. Around the World from Daft Punk, celebrating everything that they've done for dance music and electronic music, in fact music in general. From the legendary to the new now, a new artist from Scotland based in Dundee. She's called Amy L and she's been making bangers. And here's one of them, it's called Animal Kingdom. Stanley in Northumberland. Raving in the kitchen right now. Louis Lennon, a regular, locked in, loving the tunes tonight. Says roll on the end of lockdown this summer. Finn and Heads up in Glasgow. I said it on the show recently, but so much good talent coming out of Scotland at the moment. And there's another one for you from Dundee, Amy L and Animal Kingdom. Okay, one more tune before I jump live in the mix. I'm bringing the club vibes to the radio. Stand by. But first, here's Junior Simba. It's called The Pressure. Big old drums on this one. Simba, The Pressure on BBC Radio 1. It's Danny Howard. Time is 9:15 across the UK. It's time for me to jump live in the mix. Language warning incoming.
This show contains strong language.
This is BBC Radio 1.
Danny Howard's Club Mix.
Straight in with the party vibes. Dance System, it's called Strings for Love. Dance System did an incredible Daft Punk tribute mix for Annie earlier tonight. And he's starting the club mix right here. This one's forthcoming on Snatch, the label of Reva Star. Keep the shouts coming in, 81199. Want to know if you're raving, or I know where in the house you're doing that. Getting on a vibe with us. Because we can almost taste the rave and taste the clubs, it's in sight. Then it's time to get back on those club vibes. So yeah, 81199, text me at BBC R1 on Twitter. I'm just going to keep quiet and do the mixing. Keep the tunes coming. Turn it up. Let's do it.
Future club music on
Radio 1.
Shout out Errol Alkan, you know, celebrating 100 releases on his label Fantasy Sound, and he stepped up, obviously, for that 100th release. This is it. It's called Automatic. Sort of on French filter house on us. I love it. Stanley Howard, live in the mix. Radio 1's Club Mix. Already we've heard from Dance System, Daniel Orpi, Darius Syrossian on the remix of Dennis Quinn. Still to come, we've got some Josh Butler and Bontan, some Cynthia, some Meg Ward, some Honey Dijon, some Lauren Lowe Sung. So much good music. Let's go back in.
in the mix.
Shout out to producer Alex for throwing this one my way earlier in the week. Sounds so good. Chrissy, give you XTC. Love the bass line on that. Before that, Lauren Lowe sung Miss B. Before that, Errol Alkin, Automatic. Hello to Elle and Elise in London. Loving the tunes. Says can't wait till we can dance again. Hello to Steve, raving in the car. Driving along the Sussex coast. Sounds good. Hello to Mike Robber, listening to Radio 1 on the way home from work. Lorna in Cambridge. Ollie in Birmingham. Big Ben and Little Chris, the two paramedics from Shropshire, raving on the night shift. Special mention to you guys. Keeping the tunes coming, it's Danny Howard live in the mix. Keep the shouts coming in and I'll keep reading them. Let's go back in with this. Mayan, You Belong to Me.
Music on
Radio 1.
soul on fire.
Danny Howard on BBC Radio 1, live in the mix. We got 25 minutes left until Pete Tong takes over. That was a first play right here. Brand new from Josh Butler and Bontan. Regular collaborators, but they've not put one out for a while. I think it's the first one in 4 years, I saw Bontan say. It's called Set Your Soul on Fire. Sounding incredible right here on Radio 1. Hello to the Welsh Rocket in Nottinghamshire. Hello to Vic and Lee in Birmingham, loving the tunes. James in Royston says you're giving it large tonight, Danny. Of course I am. Hello to Kate and Ethan in the McDonald's queue, raving. Nice. Still to come. Brand new Honey Dijon, Denser and Pika celebrating the release of their brand new album today. We're actually going to play a tune from Pete Tong before Pete Tong actually comes on the radio. But this is Cynthia and Just Us. Keep the shouts coming in. Keep the radio loud. It's Danny Howard on Radio 1.
Radio 1's Club Mix with Danny Howard.
fence and dance. Party people never out one. Through the fence and dance. Party people never out one. Through the fence and dance. Party people never out one. Through the fence and dance. Party people never out one. Through the fence and dance. Party people never out one. Party people never out one. Through the fence and dance. 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 Through the fence and dance.
Released last year, still sounded incredible though. Meg Ward. It's called Peanut Power. And Meg Ward is part of Series 3 of Lockdown Linkup. As announced last week, she'll be doing a track with Hannah Wants. We'll let you know when that's going to be in the next few weeks. But here's an interesting one. Remember a DJ called Laidback Luke, one of the biggest DJs in the world over the last 10 or 15 years? Well, he's now gone techno under the alias Dark Channel. Check this out, it's called Octagon.
Club music on
Radio 1. Danny Howard.
Diva
started a little bit later at night. We've all been getting excited this week for the club, so I thought we're going to go a little bit harder for the last 15 or 20. Hope that's okay with you. Heidi, Kath, Rach and Jan in Holyhead partying in the kitchen. Hello to you. Cammy says this club mix is fueling my uni revision right now. Hello to Lucy, loving the mix as well. Joe in Glasgow. Hello to Kelly, the Angel Boys in Islington. John in Bracknell, Laura and Nathan. All the Insta Live crew locked in. Celebrating the release of their album today. Colourburn, Denser and Pika. And this one's an absolute stomper. SSD.
It's the Club Mix on Radio 1 with Danny Howard. Show club music on
Radio 1.
Shout out to Izzy and Fear from Newcastle, playing family games with their mum and dad whilst banging the tunes out in the background. Hello Frankie, Lindsay and Paige from Blackpool, and Becky locked in. Check out this belter, Honey Dijon does it again. Such a fun time tonight. We had a good time, didn't we? Every single Friday we do this 8 p.m. One more tune from me. But thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for getting on a vibe with me. Thanks for all your messages, your texts and your tweets. Dark Arts Club. Is he up yet? Was my Friday Fire. We kicked off Series 3 of Lockdown Linkup with a 140 BPM techno grime banger from Ejeca and Obskür. We paid homage to Daft Punk with the news that they have officially retired this week, and of course I've been live in the mix. If you want to listen again to this show anytime you want and full track listing, head to the BBC Sounds app. We'll keep it Radio 1 tonight. Up next, Pete Tong looks back at the month of February in global dance music. Spencer Parker's in the Essential Mix at midnight. Andrea Oliva in the mix for Radio 1 Dance Presents, keeping the Armada takeover going at 2 a.m. And then at 4, Radio 1's Wind Down presents Cafe Del Mar, Graham Sahara soundtracking that. I'll be back next week, 8 p.m, same time right here on Radio 1 and Radio 1 Dance. I'll have another Lockdown link up for you. Stay safe until then. And we're actually ending with a tune from the man who's taken over in 3 minutes' time, Pete Tong, teaming up with Alex Kennan. Have yourselves a great weekend.
Radio 1, dance.
Now this is how it started.
It began with the beat, and the beat rolls with the rhythm. The man who called himself master, he had grooves in his fingers. Bass throbbed through the tapes and the dance floors. Dance down your spine until the music took your heart deep.
This is how it started.
P-Tong Global Dance HQ.